Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. Welcome to another Stellaris Console Edition video. That last video was pretty short, but we're going to make up for it with this video. This will be much longer. It is the year 2333 and the PlayStation Network is still at peace for the moment. But we do have a fleet here in this system, the Sasson system. And we have been slowly fortifying this fleet. They're kind of a defense against the Bok. And then up here in the Brocken system, we have another fleet. This is the fleet that I sent out to go to war with the Skrek. They finally made it back. And I have been slowly fortifying them as well. Speaking of the Skrek, they are at war with the Sacred Cyrillan and the Cloud, but they still had time to think about us and close their borders. I thought their borders were already closed, but I guess maybe after the war they were temporarily open, but never mind that. We now have a brand new terraformed planet. Ryle Somat Prime was a desert, now it is a continental world. And looking at Ryle Somat Prime made me remember that I noticed something when I was making that last video. I had 2 planets with no governors. So I don't know how long they were without governors, but we need to take care of that situation. So we're going to choose a governor here. I think I went with the one in the middle there that has the lowering of the clearing the blockers. Lowering the cost and lowering the time it takes to clear blockers. Yeah, that's the one I chose. So now Gossamer has a governor, and then Abdrade Prime also needs a governor. Another continental world. These continental worlds are good. We don't really care because we are machines, but we have our bio trophies, our human bio trophies, and they prefer the continental worlds. This time I think I went with the leader who had an experience bonus. But never mind all that bureaucratic nonsense. The Kelzin want to go to war with the Skrek. Last time it was the Serene Cannabinoids who wanted to go to war with the Skrek, but this time it is the Kelzin.
Diplomatic alert. Military confrontation detected.
We voted yes, so we are once again at war with the Skrek entity. Nobody likes the Skrek. They are a devouring swarm. They want to eat everyone, so nobody likes them. And they have grown quite a bit over there on the left side of the map. So we probably need to weaken them as much as possible. So this is probably a good idea. I brought up my claims menu to try to claim some space, but for some reason, and I don't really know why this is, if you watch my videos, you know that I often don't know why things happen in this game, but for some reason I cannot make any claims in Skrek space. The Skrek are that kind of darker green color, and we can't make any claims anywhere in their space. So we're going to go to war, but first we will fortify this fleet in the Brocken system.
Technological acquisition successful.
We'll fortify them as much as possible, but in the meantime, our 2 long-term deals have run out again. We're going to restart these deals. We get extra unity and extra research from these deals. And look at this. Planet-side PSNEN units on Earth report the sighting of a small icy solar system body exhibiting outgassing at 2 hours, 54 minutes, 8 seconds right ascension, 10.3 degrees declination. The distance of the body has been triangulated at roughly 3.75 astronomical units to the Sun and the size and visibility of the body's coma have been classified as noteworthy. The body's dimensions are calculated to be approximately 5 by 10 by 6 kilometers. The sighting event concluded without incident. So we have sighted a comet, and a more spiritual civilization might take this as a sign on the eve of going to war, but the PlayStation Network machines just made note of it and filed it away, and that's that.
Diplomatic alert. Military confrontation detected.
Another declaration of war popped up, and I kind of thought this might be the Bok Bok attacking us while we are at war with somebody else, but it is the Derp going to war with the Skrek. In the meantime, we've been fortifying this fleet in the Brocken system. I added a few ships. Now there are 50 corvettes. But before we go ahead and fly into war, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade these ships with our latest technology. In the meantime, another business deal has expired, and we're going to go ahead and extend this deal even though we don't really need it. We are getting a small amount of exotic gases per month from the Zuracorp, and we're going to continue to do that. And look at this, we have earned another tradition point. We are ready to close out the supremacy tree. So we only have one choice here, which is increasing our fleet command limit and our admiral level cap. And completing the supremacy tree gives us another ascension perk. So we've got some good ones to choose from here. We can increase our sensor range. We can unlock rating bombardment. We can increase our damage to end-game factions, and everyone's opinion of us will increase. We can increase our damage to fallen empires, awakened empires, and the gate builders. We can increase our starbase damage, starbase hull points, defense platform damage, and number of defensive platforms. We can increase our starbase capacity, decrease blocker cost, level cap increase our edict duration. We can unlock a habitat and decrease subject integration costs. A bunch of these are kind of tempting to me, especially starbase damage, because we're about to go to war. Defender of the Galaxy is tempting to me because we are getting into the later parts of the game now. And I think I ended up basically taking a chance on Defender of the Galaxy. This will not help us in our current war, but it will help us toward the end of the game. Probably, possibly, I don't know.
Ship augmentations completed.
But never mind that. Our ship augmentation is now complete, and we can begin our journey to Skrek space. And we're going to go up here because it's the closest place to go and attack.
Hostile stationary asset engaged.
In the last war, we had to fly halfway around the galaxy to get into a battle. I'm not sure these are technically battles because we're not encountering much resistance. But we are definitely impacting the economy of the Skrek. Taking a little space. somebody made peace, but it is the sacred Cyrillan and the cloud. They have now made peace with the Skrek, but this does not affect our war. So for a little while there, it was basically everybody in the galaxy, except for the fallen empires, against the Skrek. That's how disliked a devouring swarm can be. I'm not sure if the Bok were involved, because they have a defensive pact with the Derp, but the Derp declared war on the Skrek, not the other way around, so I don't know how that works. But right now it is our Federation and at least the Derp against the Skrek. The Skrek are definitely paying the price for being the empire nobody likes, but we did lose a couple of ships there, so we're going to stop here and wait for our fleet to be reinforced. Meanwhile, you can see the Skrek are losing space. And eventually we got back into it. We reinforced back to 50 ships again. And just kept rolling through Skrek space. Here's a system with a wormhole in it, and we will see this system again here in a little while. There's a cloud fleet passing through right there. Remember, they are no longer at war, so they're just kind of flying around. And we are approaching this space station, and I thought we might lose a few more ships here, but I don't think we did. I believe my ships have regenerating hulls at this point, so the longer between battles the better. And I toyed with the idea of invading this planet. First you would have to bombard the planet, which is what I'm doing. But I started thinking about the time involved to bombard and then invade, and I thought it might be better to just keep flying around and messing up the Skrek war economy by taking out their stations and their mining stations and their research stations and all that.
Hostile fleet assets engaged.
But while I was bombarding and thinking about it, a Skrek fleet attacked, but not a very impressive fleet. And we were able to handle them with no problem.
Technological acquisition successful.
And we went back to bombarding, so obviously I'm still thinking about the invasion idea. But eventually we moved on.
Hostile stationary asset engaged.
And like I say, we did not encounter much resistance. It was mostly just these space stations. We will get into it with one more fleet here in a little while. But mostly let's just enjoy the scenery, I guess. You can see a couple of Skrek science ships are running away as we approach. Once again, I thought we might lose a couple of ships there, but we did not. Here's a couple of troop transports.
Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Might as well take them out. I guess the Skrek are busy elsewhere because we are not having much trouble here in their space. And that is just fine with me. I don't want to put my fleet in too much danger. And you will see here in a little while that the fleet almost got into a bad situation, but we managed to get away in time. I noticed an enemy fleet on the map here, so we went to pursue them. But they managed to make it into a few systems that we took.
Alert. Station engaged.
And take at least one system back here. You can see it's not a very big fleet. They've got 2 corvettes,
Technological acquisition successful.
1 cruiser, I think, and 2 destroyers. I think that's what those numbers and symbols stand for. My fleet is still pursuing, but we did not make it to this system in time to stop them, but we did earn another tradition point while that was going on. So let's take a look and start another tradition tree. We can go with versatility or synchronicity. Both of them have interesting things about them. Their names are somewhat self-explanatory, versatility and synchronicity. But synchronicity seems to fit with what we have going on a little bit better. We are a Gestalt consciousness, I think. We are a robot, a machine civilization. So synchronicity sounds like it will match what we have going on. So we'll start that tree. Meanwhile, the enemy fleet has flown into another system that we took. But this time, our fleet has caught them in the act. And we clearly have the better numbers in terms of military strength. And they ran away, but instead of just going to hang out at the space station, my fleet is acting like it is pursuing, and it is going straight for this wormhole. And I let them do it, I didn't really know exactly where the wormhole was going to take us, but it took us all the way down here. And we have flown into an enemy system with a much stronger starbase there. And a fleet sitting at the starbase. So I managed to stop my fleet in time. I do not want them to engage. I don't think they would come out very well in that conflict. And I wasn't really sure how to get them back to where they were, and so I just thought, well, maybe I can click on this wormhole and maybe they'll just automatically go back to where they were. But in the meantime, our deals with the curators and the artisans have run out again, and we're going to re-up on those deals once again. We get extra research and unity from those deals. Unsurprisingly, the wormhole takes us back to where we were. And so let's go ahead and keep on and attack another Skrek space station. I much prefer these one-sided battles. Do not want to lose my fleet. So this is interesting. It says that we have gained administrative control over Krasak, formerly a holding of the Kelzin, because we control the starbase in the Takavan system. We did lose another ship there, so I'm going to have my fleet fly back to this system where that wormhole is. The wormhole that goes down to Skrek space in the southern part of the map, the lower part of the map. And I'm going to have my fleet hang out here and wait for that one reinforcement corvette. And apparently we now have control over this planet. So we're just going to park here. We're going to keep an eye on that wormhole, get reinforced. And I think for now, we're going to go ahead and end this video here. The war is going well. You can see in the lower left-hand corner that the Skrek are more fatigued by war than we are, so that's good. And we'll pick it up right here in the next video. But for now, things are going well. And as always, thanks for watching.